Well, in this lesson, we're going to be looking at solving this worded problem. And well, I received it courtesy of one of my online students. Now, there are many ways of working out a problem like this, but I'm going to look at it two basic ways. Okay, I'm going to look at two different ways of working out this problem. First, I'm going to use diagrams to work it out practically so that you can see what really is happening. And secondly, I'm going to work it out algebraically so that you can make the necessary connections. Good. Now, if a drum has 15 liters of kerosene oil when it is 25% full, now if we should find out how many liters of oil it will contain if it is 3/4 full, then this is pretty easy. Since they have given me a fraction here and they want to know it is how many liters when it is 3/4 full, but here they gave me a percentage. I'm just going to, by intuition, I'm just going to work with like terms, okay, stuff that are alike. So basically, in doing that, I'm going to convert my percentage to a fraction to match fraction with fraction, basically. So my first step is to convert, and I'll make this quickly as possible. Convert percentage to fraction. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So here they gave me 25%, so I need to know what is 25% as a fraction in its lowest term. What am I going to do? I can rewrite this another way by saying 25 over 100. So this is 25 over 100. Okay, and this can be simplified. Let me just break it down. So I'm looking for a common factor that 25 and 100 shares, and that is 25, the highest common factor. 25 can go into itself once, and 25 can go into 100 4 times. So 25 over 100 is the same as 1 over 4. So basically what this problem is saying is that when a drum, and I'm just rephrasing it now by using this value 1 over 4, it is saying when a drum has 15 liters of kerosene oil, it is a quarter of the drum is full. All right, so 15 liters only fills a quarter. So we can do a rough sketch here now to just make some practical connections. So let's say this is my drum, and I'll quickly draw my drum here. So, and in my denominator quarter here, I have 4 parts. So there are a total of 4 parts the whole is divided into. So let's quickly divide my drum into 4 equal parts. Let me just change my color. So here, that's one part, that's a second part, that's a third part. Okay, and I'm going to just extend this a bit. Need a little bit more space, so let's just extend that some more and extend this some more. Okay, so here I have my drum, and my drum has 4 equal parts. Now they're saying when 1 out of 4 of these parts are filled, it contains 15 liters of oil. So let's fill in our quarter. So this is the amount of oil when a quarter or 25% of my drum is full. Okay, so this amount here represents 15 liters. 15 liters, because they are saying when 15 liters is inside this drum, then it is a quarter full. A quarter of the drum is full. All right, now really they are asking us how much liters or how many liters of oil will it contain if 3/4 of it is full. So, well, by looking at it by intuition, it would suggest then that if I have 3 of these filled, how many liters that will work out to be. So let's just try that quickly and see what we'll get. So that's 1. So let's fill another one. So that would be 2. So this is another 15 liters because each quarter holds 15 liters. And let's fill up another quarter. So by filling up another quarter, this is another 15 liters. All right, now basically I have 3 out of 4, and if you look at my fraction here, I would have 3 out of 4 full. So my 3 out of 4 parts are filled now. So we can just quickly check that. and say 15 plus 15. I could just add this up quickly. 15 plus 15 is 30, and 30 plus 15 is 45. So when 3 liters, when 3/4 of the drum is filled, it contains a total of 45 liters, and that would be my answer. Okay, so by looking at it practically, basically that's what the exercise is saying. So that's one way of working it out. As I've said, we would work it out use a second method to work it out, and this method I'm going to use algebra to work it out, right? And then you can make, or we can make our relevant connections to see how it applies. All right, now what they're saying here is that before I can choose a variable, I must introduce my variable. Okay, so I must say let x represent the total amount of kerosene needed to full a drum. Really? So basically that's what I'm doing. I'm just introducing my variable, so when I use it, you know exactly what it means. So what they're saying here is that a quarter, 1 over 4, 1 out of 4, when 1 over 4, when a quarter of the total amount, which is x, when a quarter of that is equal to 15. So a quarter of x, when a quarter, and you can see it here, when a quarter of the drum is filled, it contains 15 liters. That's what this statement means. All right, basically what I'll be doing now, I can transpose to solve for x. All right, now basically having this, I am now asking myself, what is a quarter doing to the variable? Because I'm transposing, right? And when you're transposing, basically we're taking all the numbers to one side of the equation, and we're leaving the value of, the variable on one side, or the letter, right? Letter is just another name for variable. All right, now good. A quarter is multiplying x, so I must do the opposite of multiplication, which is to divide by a quarter to get rid of it. Okay, so I have 1 over 4 of x divided by 1 over 4 is equal to 15, and what I do to one side, I must do it to the other side, divided by 1 over 4. Now if you notice, I'm dividing by a fraction here, and from earlier lessons we would have learned that when dividing by fractions, it's the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So what I really have here is 1 over 4 of x, and I'm changing my division sign to, let me change my color to multiplication. I'm changing my division sign to multiplication, and then I'm saying, let me just change my color quickly. If I change my division sign to multiplication, I must now flip my 1 over 4, so I would have 4 over 1. Now what I've done to this side, I've multiplied by the reciprocal of 1 over 4. So now I must do the same to this side, because I have a similar statement. I have 15 divided by 1 over 4. It's the same as changing my division sign to multiplication. So in this case, I am just going to multiply this side also by the reciprocal, which is 4 over 1. Now let me just pull this down a bit so that we can have a little more space to work with. So really what I have left here, I'm just going to cancel out. 4 can go into 4, will cancel out. So really what I'm left with here is, this is 1 times x. That would leave me with x is equal to, and I would have 15 times 4 is 60. But what this is saying, and if you should look carefully, what we have solved for here is the total amount, of kerosene needed to fill a drum. So we don't really need the total amount, which is 60. As the question had stated, it was asking rather, how many liters of oil will it contain if it is 3/4 full? So what we need to do now, we would have to find 3/4 of 60. So therefore, we could make a statement. Therefore, when it is 3/4 full, 3/4 full, that would be equal to 3/4 times 60. And here, if you notice clearly, we could cancel out by saying 4 into itself goes once, and 4 into 60 is 15. And 3 times 15, that's equal to 45 liters. Okay, and if you look carefully, we would have our 45 liters there. So I mean, there are two different ways of looking at it. You can always make the necessary connections based on what we have worked out here algebraically on the left hand side, and by practically looking at it by using this diagram. Okay, and that's it. Bye bye.